Bye, van. Have fun. So I just dropped the van off at Canadian Tire to get the tires changed over because we had winter tires on for the winter, naturally, the studs and everything. And of course there's a law where you can't keep your studs on past, I don't know, April 30th maybe April 15th. So we're getting the change over because we're going on our trip next week. And of course when you have studded tires you can't go over 100 on the highway, or at least you shouldn't. It's not good for them. And we thought it was only going to be about an hour, but then I drop it off. I brought my Vita, my iPod. I'm like, yeah, I'll have a good time. Play some video games in the waiting room. Thought maybe it'd be 40 minutes, an hour. And I say, so how long? He goes, oh, a couple hours, maybe more. My appointment was for 1. I didn't show up till 1:15. I feel like maybe he's going to make it take longer because I was late for the appointment. I'm sure they do that. Anyway, so instead of sitting around the waiting room, I decided that I would walk home. It's only like 3, maybe 4 blocks, maybe like 6 or 7, depending on what you call a block. I feel so pathetic right now. This is one of my first out of the house public vlogs that I've really ever done. And yet as I'm walking down the roads and whatnot, the only time I feel comfortable with actually pulling up my camera like so and saying anything is when I'm in this much of an open area. To me that's comfort. To me that says no one can hear me. No one can judge me. I don't know why I fear judgment so greatly about vlogging. You know, I watch a lot of those times that Shay Carl's like right in the middle of an airport and he's singing. He's like, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. And there's all these people just looking at him and he's like, hi, hi. I couldn't do that. I don't know. I'm not ashamed, I'm just nervous. I'm probably normal though. I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way as me. Alright, I made it a block and a half. I'm still dry. Not bad. So in an attempt to make addressions, I just wanted to apologize to all my non-Minecraft playing subscribers for the last 4 or 5 days. This whole Minecraft server thing just overtaken my vlogs. I never intended it. You know, it's 50-50. I do love Minecraft and I do love playing and everything, but it's because my editing program went down. Final Cut, of course, and then I couldn't install Adobe, so I just started making these iPod vlogs. And then I got stuck on it and I couldn't stop. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just been taking advantage of the fact that my editing program's not working and it's just really easy to pull up my iPod and talk about Minecraft. And a lot of people like Minecraft, so... But still, it's not fair. You guys deserve better content. More stuff. More often. What I'll probably end up doing is giving into iMovie and start editing on that again. I did it once. I think I did it on Saturday or Sunday. Sunday, because Saturday is when Final Cut went down. I'll probably whip up a regular vlog or 2 or 3 before I head out next Monday. Because we were supposed to leave Friday, but now we decided to stay for Thanksgiving dinner. Anyway, so expect at least 2 good Dreimos TV vlogs before I go away and start doing nothing but iPod vlogs every day. I'd have to say that I think the single worst part about vlogging in public is the arm stuck out 2 feet in front of me. I mean, it wouldn't be so bad if someone was following me, filming me, but the fact that my arm's out there, you know, like, you see this? It just feels funny. Like, why is my limb sticking out? Why am I pointing something at my face? I really wish I could hire somebody to just walk with me. Hey, turn the camera on, I'm gonna talk. That'd look less weird. Actually, a good idea I have is you get a friend, and instead of pointing a camera at you, making it look awkward, you just rig up this kind of headband hat where a little camera like this, I'm using a flip right now by the way, a little flip sits on the back of their head and they walk about 2-3 feet in front of you. And then you just press record as they walk in front of you and you just talk. That way you don't look funny, you know, holding a camera at yourself. That way when people look, it just looks like 2 people walking and the person behind is talking a lot. And the person in front is just listening, like a good friend. I should invent that. a flip headband hat. Remember, humans, you heard it here first. Alright, I'm about 70% home, and I think I'm shiny, but I'm still dry, which bodes well for me. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't been active in a long time. I'm not really fit. In 2010, we moved back here to my hometown because when me and my wife met here, we moved away for a year and then we came back. Anyway, we came back in the beginning of 2010. When I got back, I was pretty big. And I had a buddy, and he's like, hey, well, I go to the gym, you want to go? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I started going to the gym with him, and I hadn't worked out in like 3 years since then. And it felt really good, and he's like, well, I hike the mountains sometimes. Actually, it's that mountain right there. I'm sure some of you, depending on where you're from, would call it a hill. But it's our mountain, and we hike it. Anyway, and he said, hey, let's hike the mountain. I was like, yeah, sure. So we hiked the mountain, and barely made it the first time. Second time started getting easier. Anyways, the months went on. We started going up. Sometimes 2-3 times a week. On average, 1. But we just started running that mountain like nothing. And I got so fit. My gut sucked in. My legs were all rock solid. I didn't have man boobies for a while. It was nice. And then winter 2010 came around, and we stopped hiking it, of course, because it got too cold. And then when 2011 came around, he started building a house. So, literally, with his own hands. So he got too busy, so I kind of started to gain more weight, and then I didn't go to the gym anymore. And now I'm out of practice when it comes to walking more than 30 feet. Here we are, my road. Anyway, so I haven't really walked or run or jogged or climbed anything since the beginning of 2011 because we did try once. Funny story. We hiked it a couple times actually, not just once, a couple at the beginning of 2011 before he started building his house, but we tried, but we went a few times, but he was too busy, so we just kind of officially stopped. And then, I don't know, a month or so went by, so I was completely out of shape, and he calls me up and says, hey, we're going again. I better switch sides here. That's freaking me out. Anyway, he said, hey, I'm gonna go up the mountain. Me and my father-in-law. I'm like, yeah, sure, sounds good. So I met them at the mountain. I'm like, hey guys, we've only hiked the mountain like once or twice this year, or 2 or 3 times. I said, I don't know how I'm gonna do. I'm not in shape. They're like, oh no, it's cool. My buddy's like, oh, I've been going to the gym, so I'm fine. It's okay, I'll wait for you if you're going slow. So we start going. And we get about 5 minutes up the mountain, and I'm just dying. I know I'm out of shape. I can feel it. The first 2 times we hiked it that year, I did fine. It was slow, but I did okay. This time, though, I don't know what it was. I was just more out of shape for some reason. Even after a whole winter of no exercise, I did okay. But this one time, I was doing terrible. So we get about 5 minutes up. And I'm like feeling dizzy. I go, hey guys, we gotta stop. Something's wrong with me here. So we stop. And I sit down. I'm like, I'm feeling dizzy. Can't see straight. And everything starts spinning all funny. And they're all looking at me like, hey, you okay? I'm like, yeah. I'm starting to see dots. It's like, you sure you're okay? I'm like, oh, yeah. Suddenly I can't see. I'm gripping myself. And then I just turn around and I puke. Just straight up. All over this rock. And they're all like, whoa. I'm like, I stop. I'm like, I'm sorry. Yeah, I say sorry when I puke. It's gross when you see someone puke. So I feel bad that they had to watch me puke. And they're like, well, okay, we should go back down. I'm like, no, give me some time. So I got it all out of my system. I had Reese Puffs that morning, so they all tasted like Reese Puffs. So I got it out of my system. I laid there for 10 minutes. I felt better, and we hiked the rest of the mountain. It was good. And let's see if I can show you that. Oh, right there, the little white bit, the tip of my finger. That's where we hike to. It takes about 40 minutes or so. Sometimes an hour, depending. Anyway, so that was the last time I hiked. That's when I puked on the mountain.